I do not understand in the slightest how I can literally be falling asleep, right? I cannot keep my eyes open. But then when I actually get into bed and I want to go to sleep, I can't. I'm all of a sudden not tired. It's like I swear my days are backwards because I don't know how this works. It will take me like 3 hours to properly go to sleep, even though 10 minutes ago I was so tired. Sometimes it might just be the middle of the night and I will just still be laying there thinking about random things. Like how?
One day I was sat at school next to this stinky-ass kid called Bobby Lobby. He literally had fleas and nits coming out of his hair, but the teacher would not let me move away from him no matter how much I asked him. One day when we were in English class, Bobby Lobby let off the biggest shart I have ever heard. I swear it was so loud it could have blown the classroom walls away. It was so stinky. Needed a binky. Shot me into the car. Flew to Mars. Whacked me with a plank. Robbed a bank. Ship sank. Sat at a till. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Monkey shit. Fell in a pit. Wanted to hit. Blew off my head. Died in bed. Stockpile. Ran a mile. Didn't smile. Swam in shit. Babysit. Licked a clock. Chicken flock. I almost threw up all over Bobby Lobby. The shit started seeping all over his chair and dripping on the floor. The teacher walked over to him and slipped on the shit. He fell over and smashed his head on the side of Bobby Lobby's desk. Everyone started fainting because the classroom stunk so bad. Bobby Lobby got sent home, and that day he went to the hospital and it turns out he had bowel cancer. Time when I was little, I thought I could talk to trees because I had no friends. And I used to sit by them and say things, and one day I was talking to my tree friend called Kevin, and this girl went up to me and said, "Are you talking to that tree, freak?" And I started crying and hugged onto the tree. And while she was laughing, one of the branches fell on the girl's head.
I remember when I was about 5 and there was this girl in my class and she pretended she was like a child model and a child actress, and nobody really like contradicted her for it, because when you're 5 you just believe anything anyone says. And she had this really big like ginger hair, and it was so pretty. And yeah, she just pretended that she was an actress as a child, and we were all so gullible to believe that she actually was. And I think it was like a Tuesday or something, and it was our class's turn to go in the gardening area, because we had a gardening area in our school where we would like pick out these weeds and stuff, and each class would do it each week, and it was our turn to do it. And I had this handful of weeds, and our little book bags were sitting in a row, and I thought it would be wonderful to have those handful of weeds and all those worms in that handful of weeds go into that bag.
This is a message from my mum, so if you're not her, please keep scrolling. I'm kidding, I know you're probably not gonna scroll, but oh well. Hi mum, how's it going? How's it hanging? Blah blah blah. Yeah, you know the other day when you told me that I was addicted to my phone and that, oh, you need to get out more and stop going on TikTok so much, you're gonna get addicted. Well, don't think I don't see you with your Facebook and your Instagram, seeing what Sheila and Jim have been doing over the weekend. Don't think I don't see that. You know, when you come over to me and saying like, oh, look at Sheila's little child. I don't care about Sheila's little child. But it's the same thing as me checking up on my favourite TikTokers. You haven't even seen Sheila in like 20 years. Okay, bye.
Tell me why people in my class are so energetic at like 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, they're all laughing, having fun, whilst I look like an ugly rat. They're looking fresh as a daisy, just came out the freaking shower, and I look like, I don't know, I haven't slept in months. I also get cranky in the mornings because stupid school and my alarm interrupted my lovely dream with Shrek.
So you know when you're playing Roblox with your friends and they're like, oh, what game do you want to play? And you're like, oh, I don't mind, you pick. And they're like, oh no, I picked last night, you picked tonight. So you just pick a random game, let's use Murder Mystery for example. And you're like, oh, let's play Murder Mystery. And then your friend's like, I don't like that game. Well, don't tell me to pick the game then. If you don't like the game that I want to play, don't ask me to pick the game in the first place. So then you suggest another game, like, oh, let's play Royal High. I don't like Royal High. No. If you want me to pick the game, you gotta be happy with the things that I tell you. You gotta be happy with the game that I pick. Chloe, I know you're probably going to see this, and I know you're listening to this. I will come to you and I will find. You know how when you're typing on your phone, if you like type certain words, then an emoji appears? It can't just be me who memorizes the words that make emojis show up. So when I'm texting, I'll just write a random word and then the emoji will come up instead of having to go into the emoji library and actually finding it. Like, it can't just be me. So I could be texting someone, I could be like, I gotta go, and then just write run, and then the emoji will come up. I'll tap on the emoji and it'll be like a running emoji. I also like, if there's a certain emoji that I want to get into my recents, I just go onto notes and I just spam it, like the emoji, like 1,000,000 times, and then it goes into my recents, you know, life hacks. This video is a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, and now I don't know what to do for the next, Teachers be like, oh, you can't wear makeup, you can't wear jewelry, you can't dress how you want, you can't paint your nails, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. And if you live in the UK, you'll know that on the 8th of March, we're going back to school after the lockdown. Over that lockdown, I've been wearing makeup, I've been wearing whatever clothes I want, I've been painting my nails, I've been wearing jewelry. Has it affected my learning in any way? No. And then teachers come back saying like, oh, but we need to set the boundaries somewhere. We'll set the boundaries somewhere. Make boundaries. But like, let teenagers express themselves. Wearing a necklace will not affect my learning. All of a sudden, oh no, I painted my nails white. Oh my god, all of a sudden, wait, what's 2 plus 2? I don't even know. Let me take the nail polish off. Right, now I know.
Story time about how I thought someone broke into my house. So my mom always babysits this one girl, and sometimes when my mom has to go run errands or she has to go to the supermarket or something, I take care of the girl. Usually it's only for like half an hour to an hour and a half or something like that, and then I get the money of that hour. But then it was one day and I was babysitting her, and she always does my makeup or she does my hair and stuff, and she was doing my hair. And we record like YouTube videos kind of sometimes, just for fun, because she wants to be a YouTuber when she grows up, so we film like YouTube videos of her like doing my hair and makeup. And we heard a noise.
Storytime about how I almost got kidnapped at a grocery store. So a little background information, I was 16 and it was during the summertime, and I was super excited because I had just got my license, but my parents had this idea that if they made me drive around and do all their errands, that I would be a better driver. So I was pretty much like their BITCH. Anyway, so the one night my mom wanted to make this recipe that she saw on TikTok, and she didn't have the right seasonings for it, so who did she tell to go to the store? Yours truly, me. And on Sundays, the mini market that was in our town would close at 4 o'clock. So I had to drive like 30 minutes away to the nearest Target. And when I got there, I had to park in the back because they had like 10 handicap spaces up front, another 10 for when you sit there and they bring your shit out to you, and another 5 whenever you're picking something up that you already ordered. But in all honesty, that didn't bother me because I had never heard about any girls getting trafficked at a grocery store. Like for part 2. Storytime about why I hate my brother's girlfriend. So a little background information, I was 14 years old and had just started my freshman year of high school, and my brother and his girlfriend were both seniors. And we're gonna call his girlfriend Riley. Now, Riley and my brother started dating in the middle of the summer, and you would think since they just started dating and basically just met each other that I wouldn't know her that well. But literally 2 days after they started dating, she started spending every single day at my house. I'm being serious, like she had a whole duffel bag that had basically her closet in it. But that wasn't the problem. So in the summertime, my parents would plan a lot of family activities, and since they were called family activities, his girlfriend wasn't allowed to go. I mean, I think she would have been allowed to go, but she was also really disrespectful to my mom. So after one of our family days, my parents asked my brother if Riley would be joining us for dinner, and he just ignored them and went up to his room. And my room's right next to his, so I could hear everything. And Riley called him like for part 2. Part 2 about why I hate my brother's girlfriend. So like I said, my room was right next to my brother, so I could literally hear everything. And I guess Riley called him and she was complaining about me. She was like, she's the reason why your mom doesn't like me. I feel like she's jealous of me. She doesn't want us to be together. Which was really weird because I didn't give a fuck about what my brother did. So fast forward, school finally starts. And Riley lived about 20 minutes away from us. So my brother told her that he couldn't go and pick her up for school every day. But obviously I would ride to school with him because we lived together. Anyways, eventually she had a problem with that too. So my brother and I had to start leaving 30 minutes early to get to school so we could pick her up. So the first time that we pick her up, we pull up to her house. And obviously I'm in the front seat and she's just standing there. So my brother rolls down the window and he's like, get in the fucking car, we're gonna be late. And then she literally has the audacity to start arguing with my brother in front of me about why she should get the front seat instead of me. Like for part 3. Part 3 about why I hated my brother's girlfriend. So like I said, once she got in, she started screaming about how she should get the front seat instead of me. So I turn around and I'm like, last time I checked, you've only been here for 2 months. Stay in your fucking lane. And then she starts crying because she's like, oh my god, your sister's so mean to me. Like, I just feel like I should have more respect as his girlfriend. So fast forward to the weekend, my mom said that she needs to have a talk with me. And she's like, honey, I know you may not like your brother's girlfriend, but you have to stop being mean to her. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've only had one conversation with her in the last week, and that was to tell her to stay in her fucking lane. And then I told her about everything going on, so she calls my brother down to ask him if it's true, and my brother was pretty pissed off at me, but he wouldn't lie. So my mom said that she was not allowed over the house anymore, and that he wasn't allowed to go pick her up from school until I got my license. So that just caused more problems between her and my brother, so he broke up with her. And then she started spreading rumors that she broke up with him because there was something weird going on between him and I.
Why is it whenever you just look kind of scruffy and you're going to your local shop, you're wearing like a baggy t-shirt, tracksuit bottoms that barely fit you anymore, and you haven't even brushed your hair? You kind of just look a mess, you know? And then you walk into your shop and then like half of your class is there. It's like, why? So you decide to go to another shop. Guess what? The mean girl's there. And then you see the office lady. Please just go home and come back when I'm not there.
This is a story time of how I nearly killed my friend when I was 7. So basically what happened was we were playing football at break. There was no like teachers, watching over us. And we're on that football pitch and everything, and we were playing football. And since it was quite a rich school, we had these proper goalposts, not like the plastic ones, like the ones you'd find on like professional like TV. They're the ones that like are pure metal and everything. And we had sandbags to hold them down. And when we were like still like setting up, warming up for a little game at break, so this girl, let's call her Madison, she was swinging on like the sides of the goal thing, and she kicked all the sandbags off the goal. Okay, so let's skip. So we were playing football, and my friend, let's call her Amelia, she was the goalkeeper. And what happened was I scored, and I ran into the goal celebrating, because like the first time about me scoring really, because I'm really bad at football. And you know what happened? The goal, well, come back for part 2.
I absolutely hate when you're like in English class or something and your teacher is just simply explaining your task to you. But then you decide to start a very loud conversation with your best friend. She notices you and your teacher gives you that look that really says no. She's like, oh wait. You both look at her like, I'm so sorry. Was my lesson interrupting your conversation? It's fine, guys. Seriously, I'll wait. I'm like, thank you, sister. Because I've still got to go through all the drama with my best friend. And last time I checked, you were teaching in our conversation.